What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Almiron's Army. Almiron is struggling a little bit in the MLS, but we do have a bright, shiny star in the gallery who is saving the series, don't you worry. We also will be changing the series rules a little bit to sort of adapt to the time, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. If you guys are enjoying the series, please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into the video for today. So I'll be running you guys through the results of the weekend before we get on to the rule change that we are going to implement into the series. And yeah, starting things off, we will sort of touch upon Almiron getting his worst ever score. And of course, we did say in the video last week that we weren't even sure if he was going to start the game, and he scored 20 with an error led to go, unfortunately. And as you guys know, if Almiron does struggle, then the series does struggle. So yeah, not looking well. None of the squads are looking the best, as you can imagine. So yeah, we'll get onto it, and we'll touch upon the man who is sort of saving the series right now, and that is Big Zinc, who actually gets a triple decisive. I don't know what more the man needs to do to get a 100 bomb, but yeah, absolutely unreal. Great performance from him, and we'll talk about a little bit more about him as the series or the episode goes on, should I say, because there is potential to sell this man right now. And yeah, spoiler, he's up at about 20 quid. Whether or not he stays there is a different, whether or not we can actually get £20 from him is another story, but yeah, definitely something to think about with the new rule change that I'm going to be bringing in, which we'll talk about just in a moment. The new man that we did bring into the gallery does get an assist, which is fantastic news. I did have a feeling he would do well, and we bought him for like £1.90, and he gets an assist as soon as we do so, and yeah, he looks like he's about, well, actually a little bit cheaper, which is interesting, but yeah. Then we got Escobar, of course, come off the bench, didn't start, which is a bit unfortunate, but saying that, Houston did concede 3, so he probably would have scored, similar to Bond had he have started. So yeah, this was the first team. Not much to really talk about, as it didn't win anything other than the decisives in there. Then the B team, Daniel didn't start. Same with the C team, and Almiron got an error-led goal. So you guys can imagine, I'm not going to waste too much time. We just didn't do anything in these squads. And then the warm-up done pretty well, but of course you need to be getting everyone on 100 pretty much to get anything from it. As you can see, we got 375, and didn't get anything. So yeah, that is life, I guess. And we will move on to the rule change then. You will notice that I didn't add any money to the budget for getting decisives, and the reason for that is because I didn't say it at the episode 1, but my goal or my idea for this series was to get about halfway through the season, which obviously, of course, we are at that point now, around about that, and then I was going to stop the the money from the decisive, and attempt to yield with everything that we had. So pretty much I'm going to go make the series harder for myself and not give myself any money from the rules anymore. So that means we can't get any money from the decisives, and I'm going to attempt, my new challenge for this series is I'm going to attempt to profit or make my money back that I put into the series, and I think that's going to be the determination of whether the series was successful or not. So at the moment you can see that we have a profit loss margin of £66, and my goal now, between now and the end of the season, is to attempt to make that ideally plus 20, because we started with £20. So that's going to be quite difficult, and of course we're going to need to make some more money from the MLS in order to do that, which means we are going to need to keep the gallery strong, but it makes it a bit more interesting, adds a bit of a different dynamic to it, because now we have to think about potentially selling Zinc for such a big profit, and trying to work out a way where we can almost, yeah, attempt to win our money back, if that makes sense. So I thought that was quite an interesting dynamic and a fun thing to do about halfway through the season, and that's what I always intended to do with this series. So hopefully you guys, like that idea. But yeah, so pretty much now it's mission make our money or make money back, should we say? But I thought that was a good idea. And just before we move on to the business for the week, I do want to say, which you guys could have probably guessed, that Zinc won Star of the Week, of course, and that is 3 weeks in a row for Mr. Zinc, so proven to be a fantastic purchase. But yeah, this is how the roster is looking. Of course, we have, quite a healthy roster, and yeah, my attempt is now with all of these players to yield back my profit loss margin, and we'll see how it goes on, because of course we sort of have the international break coming up, which I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about. So obviously next week, should we say, you can see I've already put these squads in, but it's not really groundbreaking news or anything, because yeah, it's international stuff, as you guys can see, and pretty much it's going to be like that for the next couple of weeks. And because we don't really have a competitive squad, as you guys can see on screen, especially in Almiron's army here, I've kind of put in a team here, but pretty much for the next couple of weeks it's a bit slim pickings, should we say. So this is where we're going to have to be very good on the business side of things, on the market. Hopefully we can work our way around building some squads for the upcoming weeks, working around international break. Maybe we can pick up a few cheap ones if we manage to sell people for profit. But yeah, and the last thing I want to touch upon, because I mentioned it in the last episode, is my 50th or 30th, sorry, anniversary team. And yeah, enough said, really. Are you looking to become a Sorare manager? If so, I would really appreciate if you use the link down below in the description to sign up, because you'll be helping out a small creator like myself. And also, the benefit that you guys get from that is if you buy 5 cards from the auction house or the instant buy market, then you'll receive £50 in-game credits. We make a massive sale here on Almiron's army, and I have a couple of reasons for it. However, I have sold Ryan Hollingshed for a grand total. Now you can see here a lot of instant buys have gone for like 14, 15 quid, but I'm assuming that's people obviously with market credits, so they're actually only paying about £7. There's also one here for £10, but that is a special version, so I was happy to sell mine at £7.61. Now it's only a small profit, and he's actually listed for a lot more than that, but I'll take you through my reasons as to why I decided to sell him that cheap, I guess. You can see the cheapest one on the market would have been £10. However, if you actually have a look at like his past sales and things like that, you can see effectively within the last week or so, he's been going at about £4 ish. You can see here even at pretty much £4. £5 or £6 here or there, and I just thought, and that was only literally last week, so I was thinking, do you know what, if I just take £7 now, which is what we got for him, I think it was about £7.50, to be honest, there's a very good chance he could go back down to £3 to £4 within the next couple of weeks. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take my money now and run with it. So we cashed in on Ryan Hollingshed at £7.61 for a defender. I feel like that's pretty good, so we'll add that to our budget here, and I'll show you guys ultimately why I decided to do that, and also why I've decided to do a couple of other things. And that is because upon building the lineups ahead of this weekend, you can see I have a couple of I haven't actually added them yet, but I like pretty much went to go plan the next couple of games, and you can see none of my goalkeepers are playing. So I thought, you know what better time to really, I guess, nuke the club, if you like, than now, because we obviously, no matter what, we don't have a competitive lineup without a goalkeeper, and we can't really afford to get one at the moment. So I thought, you know what, that's why we need to start looking to sell potentially some players. So that is why we have listed, like you saw, Hollingshed there, and we have also listed Tolo at £7 for, again, I just think the only reason why I'm listing Hollingshed and Tolo at £7 is because for a defender, I feel like that is just ridiculously high. Like I could get, I could definitely get a way cheaper defender that he might not score as good, but yeah. I've listed Tillman, and that's purely based on the fact that he's just not really been doing that good recently. I'm happy to keep Tillman though, so if he doesn't sell, it's not the end of the world. And then Zinc, who's just ridiculously priced right now. We've got him up at 19. We did have an offer for 15. But I thought that was a little bit too low. Watch him now just crash, and I'll probably end up selling him for like £12 or something. But yeah, I mean at that price, I've just got to pray that he sells. Tolo as well, I'm kind of happy, like wanting to get rid of almost at that price. We'll have to list him a bit cheaper here. But yeah, I think at this price for defenders to me is just like I'm licking my lips at that. So yeah, Tolo is one that I'm trying to sell. Tillman, I don't mind if he sells or not, and Zinc, of course, at that price we are trying our best. So you can see here we're sort of going back and forth with a lot of people about pricing, and whilst I do respect 15.75 is not bad, but I'm just kind of waiting out for like an 18.5 ish sort of deal. So yeah, hopefully we can get that sale off. Our channel has finally become a partner with YouTube, and that means that you boys can become a member on the channel. How you would do that is by clicking the join button down below, and you can see all the exclusive perks to becoming a member on this channel. Not only that, but you would be massively helping and supporting a small creator in myself, making more videos like this one for you guys to enjoy. So I would really appreciate if you did join our membership down below. Thank you. Let's get on with the video. So Hollingshed is gone. We will take him off of our beautiful spreadsheet, and it does thin out the squad a little bit more, like I was saying there. And I did want to go ahead and plug in the lineups with you boys now. I think there won't really be too much else happening this week because, like I said, Almiron doesn't have a game this week. It's a good week for us to sort of just use it as like business and try and I guess balance the books a little bit. So yeah, you can see the reason I'm doing that or doing I guess doing this week is because we just have a very limited. Well, you can see here, I'm literally plugging in my best possible team on Almiron's army, and it has like however many DMPs in there. So yeah, 3 DMPs, and of course this is Division 3, so we're just purely doing this for XP. And I don't really feel like the time to Navarro's definitely not time to sell. Biro probably not time to sell either, and pretty much the players that I'm going to put in the lineup here are like guys that it's not selling time for them, you know what I mean? So Escobar definitely not. Almiron's Newcastle card is I think out of utility now, so we'll put Angulu in there, and then we'll do that one. We'll throw in probably Siva, and then look to sell everybody else. Yeah, there we go. And we do have Bruno Wilson as well to try and. Oh, we don't know. Damn, the only annoying thing about this, there's not really any much point in us submitting it because no players are actually playing a game. Therefore, none of the cards will get XP. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap one of these guys. There we go, and we'll use. Actually, you know what? Maybe let's put Escobar in this one. And we'll use Navarro to get XP on these cards, although it won't be much, I know, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? And we'll use Biro to get XP on the cards that we put in here. And hopefully, in the future, that's, maybe helps us somewhere, but who knows. But yeah, so effectively, what you're seeing on screen is going to be our lineups for the weekend, and of course, there's not much going on, as you can tell, and next episode, rewards-wise, will be pretty boring, but at least we're getting some XP here. And pretty much everyone else that isn't in a squad right now, which isn't many of them, are pretty much going to be attempting to sell. Whether or not we get that is a different story, so yeah, I'm just trying to think, how would we even sort. There we go, not in a lineup. So pretty much everyone here. Bruno Wilson's not really time to sell either because he's not back from injury. Of course, the Almirons will just probably use in warm-ups. And Ondridge, actually forgot about him because he's a new addition to the side. But no point in really selling him either. So maybe we'll put him in instead of... Let's put him in instead of Siva because he's more likely to be playing right now. And Siva's just in and out of injuries, so but I'm sure at the back end of the season when he starts playing again, it'll probably be a case where we definitely won't make money on him, but I think it will be more of a case of like he'll be perfect for a double. Oh, well, we could then do Escobar, Bond, and Siva all in the same lineup for like a triple defensive stack. So I sort of see into the future that Siva could be useful still in the series. But yeah, that's how things sort of stand. We're still trying to sell off like Fran Perez and that sort of stuff. We still keep getting bids and offers for Zinc. And yeah, effectively we're just trying to recuperate some of the funds. Now, we'll say that I do obviously have, £8 or so in the budget, but I don't, with only two players really playing, in the likes of Biro and Navarro, I'm not even sure is back from injury, but I don't think it's worth forcing an £8 team out there. Buying another 3 or 4 players for £8. I just don't really feel like it's worth it. And I like the idea, like I said at the start of the episode, to try and see if we can make our money back, and then maybe once we recuperate all our money, we go back into it. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments what you guys think I should do with the series moving forward. We do have another offer. Oh yeah, that's way too low for sure. Way too low. But yeah, there we go. That is pretty much Almiron's army wrapped up for the week. It's just going to be pretty much concluded with a lot of business. Hopefully Zinc sells. Hopefully, yeah, pretty much that's all it's going to be. Is just us trying to sell these pieces, which you guys will of course see in the next episode. So that is all we have time for on Almiron's army this week. Of course, the MLS has proven to be a little bit of a struggle, quite unpredictable with some of the lineups and people DMPing and that sort of stuff. And like I said, it's going to be a bit of a struggle during this period because it's international break and we're trying to sort of grind or pick our way through the international break. But yeah, hope you guys are still enjoying the series. Please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Catch you guys in a future video. Peace.